Hello once again, and time to introduce you to and welcome you to one of our new Reviglio Way to Go Award winners. He's a young man who is not only outstanding on the field of athletics, but in the classroom, in the community, like all our award winners are. He is so deserving, and he is Hunter Fralick from Spanish Springs High School. Hunter, let's talk about athletics at first. You know, the question I've had watching you play the last few years is, you've been a quarterback since you were a young kid. With your skills, your running skills, why didn't you decide to be maybe a running back or a wide receiver?
Well, with the amount of running I did this year, it wasn't necessarily the player I've always been. It was kind of something we decided to work on a lot in the offseason, was me running more this year in the offense. So I'd say up until this year, I wasn't necessarily a great runner or super fast. So quarterback was always kind of good for me because I was athletic enough to make plays when I had to, but I wasn't necessarily a runner.
Well, I'll tell you what, there are a lot of teams that would hope that you wouldn't have run as much as you did this year. I know you're headed for the University of Nevada. I talked to Coach Scott Hare the last couple of years when he was your head coach, and he just couldn't say enough good things about you. He was talking about you being a coach on the field, calling your own plays. A lot of high school guys don't do that. Did you find that as an extra burden, or did you like it?
I loved it. It was stuff we talked about once again in the off season, and it was a lot of extra work we had to work on, so he would have confidence in me that I would call the right plays and get us in the right scenarios and stuff like that. But it was definitely a freedom and a privilege, and I loved it.
I think it's going to help you at the next level. Academically, in the classroom, you have a weighted 3.9. You were selected by the NIAA as an all-academic member for carrying a 4.0 during varsity seasons. So in terms of academics, what classes do you like best? What comes easy to you? What's difficult?
Well, this year I've really enjoyed taking government. I'd say that has a lot to do with my teacher. He's a great teacher. I have all my teachers are great this year, and I've usually been math has usually come pretty easy, but this year I've had to work pretty hard in my calculus class. It's not a walk in the park like math kind of has been in the past. So, but this year I've been lucky to have a lot of great teachers.
That's part of it, obviously, the education. You can only do so much. We also select individuals because of their involvement in the community. And you've been very involved in 3 or 4 different things that are important. Certainly domestic violence, healthy homes, talking about also adopt a family for Christmas. Hunter, what have you gotten from that? What have you done? How has it affected your life?
I'd say ultimately it just it helps you reflect on your life and maybe looking at the big picture of what a real problem is as opposed to what other people are dealing with. You know, for example, maybe you drop your phone and the screen cracks and you're kind of real sad or mad about it, and then you kind of think about families out there, you know, who are living like paycheck to paycheck, kids who don't have phones, and it's really kind of like you don't take as many things for granted. It's like a real humbling experience.
It's good to hear. You're going to the University of Nevada. Your course of academic study, I know you want to play football. A lot of us want to see you play football. But beyond college, what do you want to do?
I would eventually like to be a teacher, a high school teacher, and coach football. That's my goal for after college.
Some of the outstanding things that you recollect, you know, graduation's coming soon, obviously. You'll leave Spanish Springs after 4 very successful years. Final thought about maybe some of the things or one thing, whatever it was, that was really stood out for you that you really enjoyed during your high school years?
I would say involvement in my school, not necessarily just with athletics, but just I'd say branching out and trying new things or meeting new people and creating relationships that will last for the rest of my life that really wouldn't be considered normal, I guess.
Wow. Great young man. Hunter Fralick. You see why now, after just a couple minutes talking to him, why we selected him as our Reviglio Way to Go Award winner.